Hi guys, and welcome to Nick's Home Renovation. I am now on Instagram. You can find me under 1936 Bungalow Renovation. That's where I'm working on a bungalow I've recently purchased. I only ever had one owner since 1936, and we're waiting for all sorts to happen there. So I'm currently waiting for planning permission to extend, hopefully, in the back side and loft. And whilst I'm waiting for that planning permission, I'm currently in the room I'm in now, renovating this old oak kitchen that has been turned into a modern shaker. So we're renovating the whole kitchen. Everything's going. It's got sort of fake beams, fake old units, table, chairs. Everything's coming out. So I'll take you for a little walk around, and you can let me know what you think. I'll start at this end. So at this end, you've got sort of a little bit as you walk in. That's the kitchen door from the hall, and then you've got this dresser bit on the left, and this bit on the right, with the back door going there and a window to the side of the house. So here's a little CAD drawing of what's happening over here, pretty similar, like for like. So in this cupboard is going to be a boiler. There's currently a boiler in there, but we're going to put a new one. Just see it at the back there, hidden. And we're also going to put this water softener, or get a new water softener, and put that in the same cupboard as the boiler to give more room here for two cupboards. Over on this left-hand side, this dresser is going, and we're going to have 3 units. 2 reduced depth like you see here on the left and the right, and 1 fridge freezer in the middle. We didn't want to bring everything out to this depth because it just infringes on this path walking here to the rest of the kitchen. So the 2 reduced depth units will go either side of the fridge freezer in the middle to give us just a bit more room walking through here. As I turn around, you've got a utility room in here with a washing machine and a tumble dryer. This room's pretty much staying the same. We're just gonna plaster it and then sort out issues like this for temporary fixes for the extraction in this room. So everything you see is going. So this old doorway, all the brickwork around the doors, you've got these beams everywhere which are just hollow. You can hear it. They're all going. We're redoing the electrics. And this sort of door's going as well, and the floor. So it's all really nice, really good quality, but it was installed in 1992 and it's showing its age a bit, so the owner wants to bring it up to scratch. So coming over to this section, so quickly show you the CAD drawing. Pretty similar again. Only difference over here is this is actually stud work. So I think the reason they did that was to sort of make this a bit of a feature over here. So we're going to get rid of that because it gives us an extra bit of room, and we can actually squeeze in another wall unit and bigger base units down here, giving us a bit more room. And we can just use end panels to create that effect like they have there. So like for like again, so but this is just going to be a fridge because we've got the big freezer in that half of the kitchen. So this is just going to be a fridge in here, and then over here we're going to have a single oven and a microwave unit with some more storage above it, and that will take the microwave out of there as well, which is quite nice. And then pretty similar here, symmetrical units either side of a pan drawer there with some wall units there, but we're not going to have this big one here, so give you a bit more room across the worktop there. The sink units, so you've got this lovely view into this beautiful garden out here. Hopefully you can see it properly, but the sink is kind of in a funny position. The sink's to the right and it just didn't make sense to us, so we're going to move this sink into the middle here of this pillar, giving you so you can look out either side. The dishwasher slightly moving over to the left, and that's a bin, and that's moving over there. So just neatening all that section up should be a lot nicer. And then this breakfast bar, the client said is just a little bit too small. So what we're going to do, you see from this drawing, just make it a little bit further out here, because we're going to gain a little bit of space, because this built-in bit, they also brought it out 10 centimeters or so. So this will be 10 centimeters or so further back. So we're going to steal 10 centimeters of worktop space here, and then we're going to get reduced depth units to bring out another 30 centimeters here. Reduced depth units are essentially just wall units with feet on, and then that will give us a much nicer sort of maybe 900 mil by 1 and a bit meters over there. So it's a much nicer section over there. And coming up to this last section, a lot of people have been asking me where I get my inspiration from, and I thought this was the perfect opportunity to mention. So I was asked by the client to do something about this. So quite like the whole extraction zone with the extractor above and the hole below, and having the extractor not showing, but wanted something a bit more modern. So I had no idea where to start. So I signed up to an app called Readly. You literally just sign up, download the app to your phone, or you can use the website, wherever you prefer, and it's got access to thousands of magazines. So I didn't know where to start with this, so I just typed in home. So I usually use magazines like Ideal Home, but I couldn't quite find what I was looking for. But fortunately, there's so many magazines on there. I found a magazine I'd never heard of called Beautiful Kitchens, and I just scrolled through there for some inspiration, and I came up with something very similar like this. But what it's going to have, so this bit will come down here, and it will have little cupboards cut out of the stud work here, and I can put some lights in there, and it just gives a little bit more of a modern edge to this over here. So the extractor will still be up there, and yeah, I basically got that from this Readly app. So it's really cool. It's $7.99 a month, but I've actually got a link in my description below, because the first month's free for you to try it out. What I like about it is that you can send it to 5 friends or family members. So I got that straight out to my brother and mum, and they could look up all sorts of things. My brother's in landscape gardening, so he was looking up all the gardening magazines, and yeah, my mum was just using it for all sorts of things. And there's even newspapers and stuff on there as well. So I really like that as a feature, and it's just something that's good to sit down for coffee and have a scroll in the evening, and certainly gave me lots of inspiration for what this is going to be here. So yeah, I really recommend it. Going back to the kitchen, this is what we're going to have. So it's a dove grey shaker, and it's in frame as well, which basically means there's little detailing in here. So I think it's really nice. I think the client, I'm not sure about the handles yet, but we're definitely having cups on all the drawers and knobs elsewhere, but I'm not actually sure what they've decided yet. And I think it's going to really change the look of this kitchen and bring it up to the 2020 standards. Here's a quick look at the floors, all this is going. And these beams and lights, and everything's going from this table, chairs, bench. So it's really going to look changed. I mean, it's a really nice kitchen. It's got really nice detail, but the client said it was installed in 1992, so I think it's time for a change. So over the next few weeks, I'll be ripping this out. I'm going to sell it on eBay because it's a really high quality kitchen. So I think I'll easily be able to sell it. I think this was in excess of 20,000 back in the 90s, and it's really held up well. So what I'll do, because of COVID times, I'll take this down myself, and then clean it all up and get someone, if someone buys it, to pick it up. And then I'll be ripping it out, rewiring it, and then we'll get guys in to plaster the whole room, because I'm sure there's going to be lots of damage removing these beams and the lights and the doors and everything. We'll get the plumber in to renew the boiler, do any sink work, any alterations, and then obviously get the kitchen fitted. So not a great time to lose your kitchen with Christmas coming up, but the client wants to move forward, so it's time to go, and I'm really excited for this one. Thanks again for everyone for watching and subscribing. As I mentioned in the video, the Readly app, really recommend it. And I'm also now on Instagram, 1936 Bungalow Renovation, for day-to-day photos and videos of my work. Thanks guys, cheers.